Welcome to A Day in the Life inside IHF, where we take you on an immersive journey into the world of the International Humanity Foundation.
Every day is different, but every day is meaningful. Let me show you what it's like.
From teaching eager young minds to managing global teams, we will hear personal stories that brings the heart of IHF to life.
The smiles, the challenges, the victories, they're all part of my day.
Step into the rhythm of IHF, where every moment is a story and every story is a lesson in compassion.
Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of A Day in the Life inside IHF. Today's episode is titled Through Their Eyes, A Day in the Life at IHF with Ikemesit and Gloria. I'm your host, Ikemesit. I'm also excited to kick off this incredible journey with you all. Have you ever stopped to wonder how amazing volunteers balance their career, passions, and dedication at IHF? What's the first thing that comes on your mind when they wake up, and also what keeps them motivated through the day? Well, today we are going to go behind the scenes to find out. Joining me are two extraordinary co-hosts who will be partnering with me, and I'm finding it very difficult to pronounce their names. So we have here Atma. Atma, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are all of you?
Thank you very much for joining us. We also have Sasibo.
Yes, Salsabel right here. I'm very excited to be part of the podcast. I hope you're all doing very well and as excited as I am.
All right, thank you very much, my beautiful co-host. And here are our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for them to be back to the podcast 2025. They were once a guest and a co-host and host in the last Human Resource Takeover the podcast in December, and also the team of the month for the interview management and practicing. These incredible individuals have contributed to IHF's success. Think about it. All the applications are sorted out by their team. All the interviews are coordinated by both them and their team members. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to welcome you to the very first inaugural episode of the Day in the Life inside IHF. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ikemesit and Gloria.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Hi everyone. I am so excited and happy to have been invited for another podcast episode. I'm really looking forward to what Atma Salsabil have in store for us. Thank you.
Definitely, you are correct, Gloria. We have a lot for this and for our listeners as well. They will share their personal stories, daily routines, and what it truly means to give their heart to the mission of IHF. This episode is all about seeing the world through their eyes. Like I said, it's an audio platform, so you can as well listen to their voice and the highs, the challenges, the moments that makes it all worth going back and starting for IHF. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into a day in the life together. You are in for something truly special. So I won't be wasting so much time. So I will start with you, Gloria. I know you joined IHF 6 months ago, even correct? So I would like you to let's start taking ourselves back to that time. Tell us a bit about your life journey before IHF. How has it been? that time? What led you to join this amazing organization?
Okay, thank you so much, Anikeme. So, that question is really an interesting question. So, for me, I joined IHF in September, beginning of September, and before that, I did several things. I do writing, I do blogs, and also, I had just like gotten an admission to one of the universities in Germany so that I can do my master's in social protection. And to say I am really, really like passionate when it comes to things concerning the community, basically helping the community, helping the vulnerable, helping the marginalized communities. So actually that is what I did in my course, and that was environmental studies and community development for my bachelor's. And now I was looking forward to do my master's in social protection, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, I was unable I was unable to start it. So, and that led me to just want to join a community where I would work with like-minded people. And I remember one day I just woke up and then I always have these charity jobs notifications in my email. But for quite a while, okay, they brought notifications, but I was really not interested. Then one day, just woke up and found the notification from International Humanity Foundation, and then it had a deadline, so I was to apply in the next like 5 days. So I just said, why don't I give this a try? And there I was, gave it a try. I applied, got interviewed by the amazing Mirabelle. And I remember I used like I used to follow up and basically send emails and ask how far is my processing. And if I got maybe an email for the MOU, I signed the MOU, sent it back, and then later on I didn't get a response, and I followed up with that. So I think I was just looking forward to working with IHF and just getting the experience. And then to top it all, it is an NGO, and who wouldn't want to just like volunteer in an NGO? And that is how Gloria got into IHF. And so far, it's amazing. I have gotten so many opportunities. I will say I'm like a shy person, an introvert. So being put in the interview practice and interview management team in IHF was really a privilege to me. And I will say it has really, really brought me far. So yeah, I have learned a lot and I'm still learning, and I am a work in progress. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. When you said you are a very shy person and introvert, I was just like, wow. Someone that is currently you interview people and you also train people to do interviews. And talking about interviews as well, we have your partner. And I call you guys partner in crimes and also kind of partner in success as well, because both of you have been outstanding, kind of very strong in whatever you guys do in the human resource and also in your teams as well. For the Ikemesit, you have been in IHF a little bit longer. I think next month will make it a year since you joined. I know you might have forgotten some aspect of your life before IHF. You are getting used to it, but can you just sit back and relax and think again? How was it before you joined IHF?
Okay, thank you so much, Anyekeme, for that. Yes, next month would make me a year with IHF. Okay, looking back to my life before I joined IHF, I would say my life was okay and it's still going well. But then I have learned so much from joining IHF. Personally, I don't think I've worked for anybody. I am my own boss. I am an entrepreneur. So I haven't worked for anybody apart from, let's say, people I learned skills from, like people I learned makeup skills and some other skills I acquired. and other skills that I acquired. But to say working under somebody, I don't think I have. So IHF taught me how to serve. And IHF also taught me leadership skills. I have learned leadership skills. I have learned patience. Another thing I learned is how to be time conscious, because at first when I joined IHF, I saw so many Zoom links, meetings, and I'm like, most times when I come, okay, I try to be on time, but most times I'm like, how do people keep to time? And I remember that time grandma would keep saying, you're working in an international space and you need to learn how to be time conscious. If you do this in another place, I believe you're going to be sacked. I already knew how to be more time. Yeah, that is basically it. So IHF has added to what I already had, the potentials I had, and IHF has made me see so much potentials in me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Those were marvelous introductions. And I mean, I'm also new to the IHF family, and it's so wonderful to hear fellow volunteers also talking to us about how they were brought into the IHF family and what led them here. And now we have a bit of an overview of what led you to IHF, what you were doing before, and how you appreciate it so much and how it's changed your life so much. But let's get a little more precise. So it's the morning. You guys are probably waking up to beautiful sun because I believe you're in Kenya and you're in Nigeria, respectively. Unlike us in Paris when we wake up to clouds. But you're probably waking up to sun, you open your eyes, and the world is blessed with another day with both of you. Let me just start by asking Gloria, for example, what do you do when you first wake up? What is a day in the life of Gloria in IHF?
Okay, that's a great question, a very interesting one. So, a day in the life of Gloria. I will start from the beginning. I wake up at around 4:30 a.m. Kenyan time in the morning, of course. Just get my day, do some prayers of the day, basically just carry out a devotion. Then at around 5, I go to the gym. I just like, okay, that's like my goal for this year. Be consistent when it comes to my health, because most of the days, what I do is basically involves me sitting down and not being active. So for this year, I decided I will be very intentional and consistent when it comes to taking care of my health. So at 5, go to the gym for an hour. Then at 6, I am back. Then get ready for the day, prepare for the day. And then before it gets to 7, I start doing my fast response. Yeah, I do my fast response. I do some few of them. And if not fast response, mostly I'll do some tasks, maybe in MOU. I'm in several teams. Like so far, I'm in like 10 teams, and in all teams I am active. So it depends with the day. So I just also created a schedule for myself for IHF, whereby I know what day I'm doing a certain task for a team, what day I'm doing. Yeah. So basically, that's my day when it starts in the morning. And then at 8, prepare for interviews, for trainings. And I would say that is much of my morning, what I do basically. So yeah.
Oh, that's so dedicated. Wow, you wake up that early in the morning. That's wonderful. And you sound so organized and so dedicated and devoted as well. It's a beautiful start to your day. How about you, Ikemesit? Can you just clarify maybe what you start out doing in the morning? Do you wake up as early or do you sleep in? I'm feeling a little bad about waking up a little later in the morning than Gloria. She's the early bird. Is there some similarities or some differences of how do you wake up in the morning as well and start your day?
Yeah, so simple. Yes, there is a similarity because I do wake up really early. I do a lot of things outside IHF. So I need to balance everything I am doing so that one thing will not lack or one thing will not enjoy and then the other stuff is lacking. So what happens is most times I wake up by 3. That's why most times I'm texting you guys by 3. I wake up by 3 to do my first response because I am a member of the first response team. And I lead so many teams. Like I think I'm leading 4 teams. So I need to lead with example. I'm not telling people to do a task and I'm not doing it. So if I wake up in the morning, I just do my morning prayers. And then the next thing I'll do is to carry my laptop and my phone. Then try to log into the first response mailbox and do my first response tasks. Once I am done doing my first response tasks, I am an entrepreneur, like I said, and I work online. So the next thing I have to do for my personal life is to check my WhatsApp to respond to messages. When I respond to messages, I give it a break. After that, I would enter the remaining of my teams. As the team lead, I try to ensure that my team members are doing what they have to do. I allocate tasks. And as a chat monitor, a lot of people will be complaining to you, telling you this is not going well or I need inquiries on this. So I have to be online. I have to be online throughout the day so that I can respond to people on time because I work 8 hours plus here, but I'm supposed to be working 8 hours, but it's something I love doing. So it's not like I'm being compelled to work more than 8 hours. No, but I work 8 hours plus currently. So from that 3 o'clock down to 6 o'clock, I am available to answer anybody concerning IHF. Then also do my personal business. 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I really focus on responding to messages. So everything is all about balancing. And I have a timetable for each team. It's not every day I work on a particular team. So I have a timetable. I drafted it on my wall. If you come into my house, you would see it, IHF. So that's my timetable I follow. Most times I do not follow it. So that's like basically how my day is.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now I'm going to ask a very serious and important question. Food. How is it collected? How is it prepared? How are breaks and lunch times like in IHF, especially for Gloria, who is on site?
Actually, I am not at the center. I am actually an online, but around the center. But I haven't had the opportunity yet to go to one of the centers, but I'm looking forward to doing that very soon.
My apologies. I thought that you were at the Kenyan Center. My mistake. But can you talk a little bit more about the specific tasks that you participate in, both of you? Specifically, your favorite tasks, what tasks do you prefer to do, and some that are maybe your least favorite tasks to do.
Okay, so I will start with my favorite task. I love interviewing. I love training people when it comes to interviewing. I just find the joy in doing that, interacting with people. It's quite interesting. And then also I love GLD management. I really do like and love working with my partners, and that is Amil and Mirabel. And every time I log into the GLD management, I'm like, who am I to add? What am I to do? Like, it's so exciting while working with the spreadsheets. My partner, Amil, liked spreadsheets. So basically, all we do in GLD is spreadsheets and also assist GLD members when they have any problem. They can reach out to us. And also, some other activities I do is I am in the chat monitors team, so I also add members to their chat rooms, and it's always exciting reaching out to them and just basically asking them, what username would you like to be called? Please ensure you like introduce yourself in the chat room using your preferred username so that members can know you, and also our grandma Carol can get to know you. But some members do not do that, and sometimes they get us into trouble because of that. Because Carol would be like, how many times have I told you to use usernames? But you have told the member to use their username, and maybe some of them it escapes their mind and they just introduce themselves with their full name instead of their preferred name, as Grandma Carol will prefer. I am also in the day after team and the MOU team, and these are the easiest teams to be in. They're fast. You just log in, and trust me, even if there are 10 unanswered email, you will be done with those emails as soon as possible. Like for the day after team, it will take, like for example, if you have 10 emails unopened and you need to process them, it will take even less than 30 minutes. For the MOU, same thing. Also in the donated hours, the donated hours needs a lot of attention because it basically deals with the hours GLD puts in, and it is really important like to put like the exact times they contribute, because this can cause conflict maybe in future. Therefore, being in the donated team needs my concentration very much. But also, I will say it's like one of my least favorite thing to do, because I find like it has so much work to do, but it is also interesting, you know. And also we have the lead supervising. I am the lead in the lead supervising team. Also, together with Amil, so we assist each other. So in the lead supervising, basically what we do is reach out to the team leads, basically checking up on them to see if they have any challenges in their teams, basically to ensure their team chat rooms are organized, as Grandma Carol would always want, because these are things she follows up on, and if we don't do this, we will get in trouble with her. So as you know, she likes just people being organized, team chat rooms being organized. So that is basically the work of the lead supervising team. And I also have the interview management team. Ikemesit is my team lead, and basically for the interview management, I wouldn't say it's a lot. So what I'll say for the interview management, the task that I have, and mostly I am like delegated, it's just sending the interview packet once I train members in their interviewing. And I also am a member of the fast response team. So with the rating, I will say the fast response team, it has a lot of going back and forth with applicants, with members. And so one thing that really discourages me about fast response is when you schedule an interview with an applicant, and then the interviewer you've scheduled the interview with says they're not available for that particular interview. So it becomes so stressful. And that is the reason the fast response team is my least favorite. But Ikemesit, I really love you as my team lead. And I promise I'm always trying to do my tasks on time. And if I don't, I'm really sorry. But yeah, so basically, those are the teams I am in. And as I told you before, I have like a schedule for IHF where I know this particular day I'm supposed to do a certain task. So basically with the schedule, it helps me to be organized and know what I'm supposed to do at a certain time, especially with all these teams that I have. But all in all, I would say it is an exciting journey. And has you asked like my most favorite to my list, I will say my first favorite is the interview practice, and then the GLD management. And then my least favorites are, I will say the first response. And then, yeah. So basically that's it. And also donated hours. It's there with the list ones. So yeah, that is all about my teams and what I do.
Thank you so much. Ikemesit, would you like to also chime in? Give us your opinions, the best and the worst.
Okay. Yes, I would love to, but before I say mine, Gloria, I saw it coming. I knew definitely you'd say you do not like the first response team. I knew it. Okay. So I'm in so many teams, but I'll start with the first response. At first, let's say when I started my journey with IHF, it was like the first response team was like my favorite team because at that time we had so many interviewers, so interviewers were not overwhelmed. So if you just ask somebody, are you available to take interview? They'll be like, yes. Though I know that the first response team has so much work, like you have to fill the spreadsheet, do this one, fill the spreadsheet, do that one, fill the spread. We are always filling spreadsheets in first response. But that was like my favorite team, maybe because that's the team I started IHF with. Then I also enjoyed doing interviewing when I started. I enjoyed doing interviewing. Then I was a chat monitor at that time with Etoro, so she made things really easy for me. Anywhere I wasn't getting it right, she would always tell me, okay, this is how you're going to do it. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to help you do it. I would not say there is a team I hate. I think currently I'm enjoying all my teams, probably because my team members are cooperating. Before now, I hated all my teams because my team members were not cooperating with me, the poor communication, but there's so much improvement now. So I'm enjoying my work in IHF and I'm enjoying all my teams. But there are some tasks I do not like. Like, it's not a team, but it's a task. Like this 16 question of a thing. It's more like it's a document all team leads are to answer for their teams. And in that document we always have 16 questions. And the purpose for that 16 question is to just ensure that you're doing the right things in your team. But at first, I was not understanding why they introduced the 16 question stuff. And I'm like, how do I get to answer 16 questions I'm a team lead of like 4 teams. I'm like, how do I get to answer 16 questions for 4 teams? Because these questions are things that when Etoro was a lead supervisor and chat monitor, she was doing them by herself without having to ask people, have you done it? So at first it was like overwhelming to me, but when I got to speak with the lead supervisor team, telling them that this 16 question is plenty, why are we doing it? And then they explained to me that if on the first week they send me that 16 questions, I do, maybe I'm putting no, that they expect that before the next week I have coordinated because the questions are literally just asking you if you put the correct details on your chat room, if you're doing the right thing. So they were like, if at first you're not doing the right thing and you keep answering that PDF no.
Okay, yeah, I think we have lost Ikemesit, but we still have Gloria here. And so thank you very much, Atma and Sasibo, for that. Gloria, you were trying to take us into a different way of your life in terms of what you do. So I waited for Ikemesit to return. And you also spoke about the things you love and the things you don't love. But I know there is something about that keeps people energetic, healthy, which is food, like Atma was about to say. So when you wake up, you were giving us a kind of a run through of your life, but I didn't hear you mention you cook. Is it that you don't eat when you wake up, or Gloria and I don't eat?
Oh, that's a good question, to be honest.
Yes.
So, to be honest, most of the times I rarely cook. So, this is because I don't have time. Again, as I've told you, I have like so much things to do. I have online writing. I have to donate 8 hours to IHF. I have my personal life. So these things are a lot. So you'll find like most times I maybe eat once a day. Or once in a while, I order outside, or even some days I end up not eating, but not on most days. That is like one day in a week or 2 days. So mostly what I do is eat like one meal a day. And then yeah, so basically it's hard for me to like have that time of cooking. And then yeah, so plus meal prepping helps. So most of the time also I do that during the weekends, just meal prep for my meals during the week. Plus again, as I said before, I'm trying to take care of my health this year. So yeah, that's it, Adikeme.
Yeah, I know you eat once in a day. It's all about a day in your life. So I was trying to look at
Uh-huh.
the best food in Kenya. I was trying to browse to get more knowledge about it. I know in Nigeria we have jollof rice. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so what's your best food? Don't you?
Hmm. My best food is anything with meat, goat meat, pork, anything meaty,
Yes,
chicken.
Gloria. Yes, Gloria.
Yes, those are my favorite. Just anything. Call me anywhere where you have meat, I'll be there. Please.
Amen. Yes.
Yes.
Asma is saying, go Gloria, go Gloria. Asma, it's not that you are kind of very supportive to Gloria. Are you guys, do you also like meat? Because I'm curious. It's just that I love jollof rice, which is very popular in Nigeria. So we have different food like love, soup, and the rest. But you eat it a lot. That's why you don't even have time to eat once in a while. And it's kind of very proteinous. So when you look at your life in terms of in IHF, like how you eat, do you always have time to do breakfast? Because you say you eat once. Is it that you eat once in the morning and you don't eat again, or you don't count, or you don't even eat at all in the morning? Or is it the IHF is that very of time demanding that the necessary things like eating is very difficult for you?
No, not at all. I would say that like even before IHF, I think like I was so busy. So I am trying to start intermittent fasting and I rarely take breakfast. So yeah, so my first meal of the day is always at around 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So I actually don't like eat breakfast. And what I take is maybe hot coffee or hot lemon water. And then after that, if it is a day, maybe I am cooking, I'll cook at around so I'll cook at around 3 p.m. or maybe just eat the food I meal prepped. And then that's it. So by 6, I'm supposed to be done like eating and everything. So that is all I have like for a day. Yeah. And then also I saw Atma and Salsa Bill cheering me up on the meat thing. I just want to ask them, are we going carnivore, guys?
I'll try. I love butter. I love my dairy. And actually, it's interesting. I do also practice intermittent fasting. I think it's also a great way to stay
Yep.
healthy and especially for at-home remedies and making sure that your body is healthy. And yes, so I guess we have a lot more in common as IHF volunteers.
Yes. Plus, I think the body does not like need a lot of food. Like one food in a day, that is enough for the body. That's me, healthy living. Yay.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree, of course, 100%. And Ikemesa, I know you were unfortunately maybe there was a technical issue. We were just discussing. Well, you could finish up what you were saying as well. You were cut off when you were explaining a bit more about your tasks and those that you prefer, you don't prefer. We were just getting a bit sidetracked with food, which happens to us a lot. And you can add on to that as well of what kind of foods do you eat during the day? Do you cook for yourself, or are you so busy with all your tasks that you have a hard time finding time to cook? Do you eat out? And we know that, all of us have preferences for our different foods. So is there something that you would eat during your day, or are you maybe too busy to cook for yourself?
Okay, please confirm that you can hear me well.
Yes, we can hear your lovely voice, of course.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Clear.
Okay. So sorry about that. I had little internet connectivity issues and I don't know where to continue from because I don't know where you heard me and stopped. But concerning food and feeding, most times I cook. Most times
Yeah, no, we lost her again. Well, and I understand that perfectly happens a lot with Zoom. Sometimes we have internet connection that breaks. But don't worry, we're always here. Mikimesa, can you hear us?
internet connection is very bad.
Okay, yeah, no
I said
problem.
please continue without me. My internet connection is very bad.
Oh, we would hear more about you. So, yeah, if you're willing to speak a bit more about yourself. Oh yeah, there's some issues with the audio. Well, I'll ask again another question in terms of your routines. I know that you both are incredibly busy. You've both said that you have lots of tasks, some that you like, some that you don't like as much, which we can all relate to. Listen, that's life. You like some things and you dislike some things. Um, and you have a pretty packed routine. You wake up early. Is there something maybe you want to add to your routine? Maybe an activity to relax more. I don't know. Maybe it's the new year. It's 2025, which sounds very strange because that sounds very futuristic and dystopian. But is there something that you would like to add to your routine maybe this year to either maybe work a little more with IHF or work on maybe personal goals or family to balance out working and relaxing? Uh, Maybe would you like to take up cooking? I mean, I know that Gloria, you mentioned that you would like to work out more at the gym and be healthier. It can set as well if there's certain tasks or activities that you'd like to add into your daily life. Yeah, I mean, I feel you as well. We do go to the gym. I love going to the gym. And you feel so accomplished after going, but you have to push yourselves too. I know that my gym it takes almost an hour to get there, and then you have to create a time. If you're so busy, you're exhausted. Just the act of getting to the gym itself, you feel like you've already done a workout. So I understand. I hope you'll have a chance to go, or maybe do some, at-home workouts with the fitness girlies on YouTube. How about you, Gloria? Is there any routines, maybe just health, or maybe fitness, or maybe learning a new language, or any sort of thing you would like to add to your routine? And since you said that, for example, IHF allows us to sort of make our routine our own, and everyone can have maybe similar roles, but can play the routine how they prefer it to be, taking lunch breaks, waking up earlier or later. Is there something that you would like to add onto your daily glory life?
Yes, of course. So currently I just like enrolled in a German class, just trying to learn the language. But one thing I want to try to incorporate is not just attending the classes, but there's something I want to do. That is the 75 hard challenge for learning a language. So I want to start it soon. So that is what I want to incorporate for the next 75 days, to just see how it goes, to see how it will be, to see whether I learn the language fast. It's not really easy. It is challenging, but I'm really looking forward to like adding that and just incorporating the 75 hard challenge, language learning challenge, and I'll let you know how it goes. So, yeah.
Love to hear that. I wanted to ask both of you, how do you stay motivated? What do you think is a passionate driving force behind what you do? It takes a lot of charisma, it takes a lot of drive to be both disciplined in professional and personal lives. And I see that you both are very successful women. So what do you think is the motivation behind all of that?
Okay, so one of my greatest motivation is my mother. So if you see me, my professional life, you see my mother. She is very hardworking, and growing up, I usually call her jack of all trades, because she was always doing everything. And now growing up, I see myself doing everything. So she's like my greatest motivation. Most times when I'm down, she would tell me I shouldn't quit, that I shouldn't give up. She's always there to always motivate me. And another thing is the people I work with, my team members, they are always there for me. If I tell them, please help me do this, they will help me. And as such, I know that I always have people to fall back to. I always have people that are dependable. So those are like my two motivations apart from God. Those are the two motivations I have, and that's what keeps me going, and that's what gives me the energy to do what I do here.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So for me, I will say one of my greatest motivation, I don't know if this is right, is my fear of being a failure. So that is one of my greatest motivation. And then again, I have a deep desire to make a meaningful impact in the society through the work I do. And that is why I like commit myself to basically doing things that will help people in the society, will help people in the community. So basically, my passion for helping people is also what motivates me. And also the fear of being a failure or of being a considered a failure in the society. That is one of the most scariest thing. And also God, of course, he motivates me. It is, yeah, it is with him that I am able to do all this. So I wouldn't take all of I wouldn't do all of this, of course, without the help of God. So yeah, that is what motivates me.
That's incredibly profound. I just wanted you to clarify what do you mean by failure? I think that's kind of vague.
I know, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So by failure, I mean by not being in the position where I want to be. So basically, what my dream or my desire in future is basically just to be successful and just be at a point where I'm able to give and not just receive from the society. So I just want to be at that point where I'm also able to help the less fortunate in the society, and also at a point where I'm not just asking and asking and asking and asking, but I'm also giving back to people and just making a positive impact. And yeah, basically that's it. I would say that's it.
Wow. I think both of you, I mean, this is just my opinion, but I think both of you are examples of success. So so I hope you can accomplish both of your dreams.
Yeah, thank you very much, Atma. I know you asked a lot about failure in terms of we had Ikemesit who was having internet failure as well. So Ikemesit, thank you for being back. And before your internet was a little bit shaky, we were trying to get because we are currently, I, Asthma, and Sasibo, we are currently on a routine of eating food in every continent and country to ensure that we have tested one of the best foods. So Gloria just told us that her best food is eating meat. So I would like to know yours as well, if your best food is also eating meat, since you guys are teammates. Okay, so it seems like Ikemesit has left again. So okay, I'll hand it over to Sasibo. So Sasibo, you have a question for Gloria, since Ikemesit is no longer having been able
Yeah.
to speak.
Yes, we'll ask her when she comes back. I think she had some internet issues, which are very relatable. I was kicked out of so many Zoom meetings, and it feels a bit offensive when you're kicked out of a meeting. And then you go, "Oh my gosh, I've been kicked out of a meeting virtually." So we went through what you do when you first wake up, when your eyes are just, shining in the morning, and what you eat or what you don't eat, the tasks throughout the day. You have a very busy schedule, as you've said, and what you do, the different things you'd like to incorporate. So let's say it's a Monday night and you've just finished all your tasks. You've accomplished everything that you wanted to during that day. Do you plan for the next day? We know that you have a schedule and beautiful. I'm sure your spreadsheets are very beautiful. So do you plan for the next day as well, the next week? Do you have a specific agenda that has certain tasks written for every day of the week to make sure that you stay on top of things? Or do you just take every day as it comes?
Okay, so what I do, I actually like organize my week every Sunday afternoon. So I like have a template where I schedule my week and how it's going to be. But in case it needs maybe some changes, maybe I had not like scheduled something and then it just comes up abruptly. That is when I like try to fit it in my schedule. But mostly I find having a schedule makes your work easier and you will not procrastinate, and also you will not see like tasks being hard or difficult. So yeah, that is what I do, like basically planning for my week.
That's very smart, and it's true. It keeps you organized. I personally, I have a lot of motivation, a lot of ambitions, a lot of ideas, but I am a very forgetful person. And my sister will tell you that as well. My sister actually inspired me because she writes a lot of checklists, and she's very amazing with her agenda. And she inspired me to be a bit more, regular on my agenda to write specific tasks out, because I feel that, let's say, a certain day you would like to accomplish this goal and this goal, you'll forget about it. You won't know that you've accomplished it. And also, at the end of the week, if you've seen all the tasks that you've accomplished during the week, you feel a bit more productive. And I agree with you completely about the procrastination. It seems that we've lost Ikemesit as well. So Athmar, how about you tell us about your day? Do you also need a schedule to keep productive, or is that just me?
I think every single person who is disciplined has to have some sort of schedule. Unfortunately, I can also be very artistic and creative and a little flighty. And so I think having just an agenda and just kind of like a spreadsheet and being a little bit more bureaucratic with your paperwork will keep you kind of organized and focused on certain things to accomplish, especially in my professional life. And actually, that's something that I was going to ask you, Gloria, too. What's one piece of advice that you've learned from your experience at IHF that you can share with us, especially since you're one of the more seasoned veterans in comparison to us who've just started about, this week. So it's not even a week ago, this week, actually.
Okay, so what I have learned since I joined IHF is that you need to get organized. You need to have a schedule. Like we have so many meetings, so if by any chance you like maybe schedule something on the time when there is a meeting, especially for me, I wouldn't want to risk to schedule something especially on Wednesdays when there is an interview training session. So I will say being in IHF, actually it's one thing that has taught me to be well organized. And also right now, if you can check my calendar, I think it's full of things. And yeah, it has basically helped me in also my time management. Um, I did time management before, but right now I will say I have elevated a little more when it comes to time management, having a schedule. I wasn't like really I wasn't like really following my schedule before, even though I had it. But right now, I just have to follow my schedule, or I will miss something important that I should be doing, either my task, either reaching out to members, either just helping out, because you will find like being part of the GLD management, most people reach out to me asking questions, and also being part of the chat monitors, you'll find that members whom you add to their various chat teams, they have like questions, they're asking how will I go about with my training. And then once you interview an applicant, they reach out to you with so many questions. For example, they asking you, I'd, for example, I'll give an example with an applicant who reached out to me. Every time the applicant received an email from IHF, she just basically DM'd me through WhatsApp and was like, "So I have received a certain message. What should I reply to it? What should I do?" So you'll find like it can be overwhelming. So you will need that schedule. And if you check my phone, I have so many to do apps, like they just keep me on toes. So yeah, that is it about the schedules.
Thank you so much. Ikemesit, I don't know if you can be able to join us, but we were just discussing pieces of advice, and Gloria gave us some time management advice for us and for all future IHF volunteers. I'm not sure if you have also maybe piece of advice that you'd like to share with us.
Okay, I'm so sorry, everyone. My network is really frustrating me at the moment, and there's nothing I can do about it. So a piece of advice I would give to future volunteers is that when you want to volunteer for any organization, be it IHF or any organization at all, don't just come in with the mindset that it's an organization, it's a volunteer work, so I should just do anyhow. Yeah, volunteering can be organized. And how can volunteering be organized? It's you and I that would first of all start to do things in an organized manner, so that volunteering can be made easy. Because why I'm saying that is I noticed that in so many people, they feel like it's a volunteering job, so they can do anyhow. After all, I'm not being paid. That's what they say. But that's not what it's supposed to be.
Very true. Very true. I've heard that being said everywhere. The same thing in many internships, traineeships, even schools sometimes, where people just kind of show up and do not care about their actions, and they don't realize that they're working with teams, they're working with people who rely on each other. And if you don't have a stable, cohesive team that communicates clearly, especially, and nobody's working, somebody else has to pick up the slack, and then after that you're stuck with one person doing the job of many other people, and it gets really frustrating.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, because people don't take it seriously when it's unpaid, like you said. Unfortunately, I think what makes IHF so unique is that it's run by volunteers, and it just shows the mission of IHF is so inspiring and so motivating that we're motivated by the mission of IHF to keep going and work together, despite the fact that we're not getting paid, and getting paid is not the most important thing. Of course, we're learning experiences, we're teaching the next generation. It's a lovely community to be a part of. So thank you for that. And that was a bit serious, but of course we're gonna go back to a fun question that we just want to hear your thoughts on. I think you were cut off when you were explaining to us, but a little more about food, because we're clearly obsessed with food here. You said that you cook at your home. Is that something that you enjoy doing? Is it like a hobby? Is there a certain food that you like to eat? Has maybe being a part of IHF led you to cook more or less? Can you explain a bit more about food because I feel like that represents a necessary part of our life.
Okay, Ikemesit has decided to take the interview for me, so I've sent him the applicant's number so I can be here.
Okay, perfect.
So you talked about cooking.
Yum, yes, we love to cook that we love to cook too. So hearing another person saying that they cook and it's part of their daily routine and almost a ritual that you're feeding yourself and you're nourishing yourself and it's a very important time of your day. So maybe you could just go into a little more detail about that.
Okay, I wish I had time to cook. Most times I cook and most times I do more of ordering food because I hardly have time to cook, except for this. I just wake up in the morning and then I enter the kitchen just so I do not starve. I do more of ordering food. Maybe my breakfast, I can prepare my breakfast, prepare lunch, but my dinner is I mostly order my dinner. I enjoy cooking. Yeah, I enjoy cooking. It's just that having to do what I have to do, I just have to scrap cooking out of my list. But if I'm given any kind of food to cook, I would cook it and you enjoy it. So it's not like I do not like cooking. It's just that I do not have enough time to prepare food.
Oh, I understand completely. Yeah, I mean, it does take a lot of time, and some people prefer to order in. But is there a specific food that you love to eat? I mean, I know that Gloria is a carnivore like the rest of us. We love our meat. I do love my meat as well. How about yourself? Is there a certain type of food? Because we're all from different parts of the world, so is there a specific type of food that you love to eat, and you love to promote?
I will not say I have a best type of food, but just to keep me full, I think I love eating gari and soup. I don't know if you people eat gari and soup in your country, specifically afang soup, because that's like my native food. I love eating afang soup. And then I enjoy eating rice too, any type of rice, whether special rice or fried rice. I'm okay with it because it's easy to eat. Then for junks, I think, okay, I won't classify this under junks, but I do a lot of parfait. A day would not pass without me ordering parfait. So that's just like, those are like my favorite.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, parfait. We're actually in Paris, so we have lots of parfaits with different desserts, and I do love my rice. And rice is so versatile as well, so you could just add it to everything. And yeah, parfaits as well is just absolutely amazing as well. So thank you for sharing that with us.
I also had another personal question to ask. Can you share with us a story or maybe a moment that has impacted you and stays with you via IHF? It could be maybe another volunteer or colleagues or some sort of moment that you feel like will become a memory.
I can't think of any right now, but I think my most memorable time in IHF was when we were having this interview practice session. I sent in my practice so many times, and our CEO, Grandma Carol, would always tell me to do a redo because it wasn't too okay, and she wanted me to be perfect in it. So I think I was very happy when she finally told me I've been approved to take interviews. Like, I felt good. And even her, the voice note she sent to me was, I'm going to quote her exactly. She was like, "Oh my God, Ikemesit, you know how to tell I'm growing old?" When I heard that, hello, I cried, tears of joy. She was like, she's so happy, the tone. You could see that the reason why she was telling me to always redo is not because she just wants to punish me or something, but because she wanted the best in me. So I felt really happy when I got approved to do my practice. Also, our last GLD meeting, our CEO has not been too well. So when I heard her voice in the GLD meeting and it was lively, I was just blushing throughout the meeting because it's been a very long time I heard her voice. I was so happy. I don't know why, but I was just excited. So I think and then every time I'm always in this podcast session because the podcast team has invited me for a podcast for I think 3 to 4 times. I'm always very happy. Not now that my network is messing with me, but I always enjoy having a podcast session with the podcast team. So I think those are the 3 memorable and happy moments in IHF. Yeah.
We love to hear that. Thank you so much. And Gloria, do you want to add some stuff?
So pretty much I would say just like what Ikemesit has said, once you get approved for interviewing, it will be one of your memorable moments. And also I will say that the CEO has a way of just making someone feel good about themselves by the way she encourages somebody. So I will say one of my memorable and most happy moments is when she got to listen to my interview practice, and she was so happy about it. And yeah, so I guess by the way I was active, she also recommended me to the GLD management, which is also, I will say, a very memorable event or something I experienced, and I am really loving it there. So I will say being part of the GLD management by basically being recommended by the CEO was a memorable thing for me, because as I said, I'm mostly introverted, and I will say I mostly do not interact with people, but I will say that in leadership, I love just being a leader, helping out people, and her believing in me and seeing that potential in me was very memorable, and I really appreciated that. So, yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Gloria, Ikemesit, and Athman Sasibo for such an inspiring section as well. I believe that, Gloria, last thing you said, you have been doing practices and you were very happy. Before I was just like, who is this person that is always getting it 100% perfect in terms of interview? Because as at that point, they kept rejecting mine. But absolutely, I got it right because I had to transcribe your audio. Sorry to say this, to just go word by word, word by word. I just had to change some things, and just think that, okay, in this life, you just have to have someone that has it right and just follow the footsteps. But before we wrap up the show, I would like both of you or all of you to share some final words of wisdom. So I will be starting with Ikemesit, then we all go through to Gloria, Athman, Sasibo.
Some final words of wisdom. So what I'm going to say is never look down on yourself and don't give up. You can do anything you want to do, so far you put your mind in doing it. Yeah, I think that's what, and then trust God. I don't know what you all say, but if you save God, trust him, because with God all things are possible. That's the only words of encouragement and wisdom I can share right now.
Okay, so what I will say as we wrap up, I'll just encourage everyone to believe in themselves, to believe in the abilities they have, and they should and as much as this is volunteering, trust me, you will learn a lot from this, a lot that will help you in your future, a lot that will help you currently. And yeah, so yeah, basically believe in yourself, know that you can do it, and no one should tell you otherwise. So that is my motivation to people.
Thank you very much, Ikemesit and Gloria. Gloria said, believe in yourself, and Ikemesit as well concurred to that. And I said, Trust God. So what about you, Sir Sibo, one of my magnificent gods?
Well, I saw a quote the other day that said, the wise learn not only from their own experiences, but also from the experiences of others. And I think that almost highlights not only the topic of this podcast, but also IHF in general. The fact that it's so interactive and we're always asking each other our stories and our experiences, what to do, what not to do. And we're so open to also giving advice and heeding that advice as well. The fact that we are so happy to indulge and to explain things to the new recruits, and we want to just expand our family. And so I think we should continue doing that and just bring more volunteers, continue this legacy of IHF being an entirely volunteer-run association that just strives to have a better tomorrow. Even though that sounds pretty cheesy and very cliche, but I'm very excited to be part of IHF. Thank you, Gloria and Ikemesit, for your wise words as well. I hope that we can continue to have people such as yourselves be a part of our podcast.
Well, thank you very much, Sasibo, for that as well. And we have Atma, our co-host as well, one of the best.
Save the best for last. Let me see. I think life is full of surprises, and I think that sometimes the best things in life happen by accident. A lot of opportunities in my life happened when I was not controlling things. This was actually when I just kind of went with the idea that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and that's it. And IHF was a surprise. It was recommended, and via my sister and I, we kind of just joined in, and we saw the opportunities that it presented us, and it was a surprise, and it's somehow has worked out beautifully, and I've met so many people, and I feel so blessed. So again, I think sometimes we look at a life like a set of tasks, a checklist to kind of accomplish each step one after the other, and sometimes surprising things come up, and they can be beautiful, and they can be absolutely meaningful and profound. So I wanted to thank everybody here on the Zoom meeting, and each and every one of you have talked about their own personal stories and gave their own pieces of advice. And I hope to kind of continue seeing all of you and hopefully working with you. And yes, I'm excited for our future collaborations.
Thank you very much. Like you said, we are very happy to have you guys around as well. And we hope that our journey in the podcasting as well as this episode and show will continue to have a good legacy. And like everyone will say, my own word of wisdom will be that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to your dreams. Keep going, stay focused, and remember, you have the power to create something extraordinary. And to anyone listening, I hope today's episode inspired you to take that leap. And whatever is volunteering, finding your purpose, or just embracing life's opportunity, a huge thank you to Ikemesit and Gloria for sharing their journey with us. And also a huge thank you to our first and what will be our constant co-host on this Bridge of Humanity podcast and sponsored by IHF as well. And to all of your listeners who have been a stone and our backup plan, and also some people who have been with us for a long time, including our co-host and guest as well. We thank you all for finding time to be listening to this podcast, coming back to listen. So for now, I say stay tuned for more stories from a day in the life inside IHF. I'm your host, Ikemesit, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you very much for joining.